Hi, today we are discussing Sutra 6.1.122, 87 in Siddhanta Kaumudi, Sarvatra Vibhasha Goho. Sarvatra Vibhasha Goho. Now, with careful calculation, you may come to the conclusion that we have skipped over about 7 sutras since the last one we discussed, Hashicha. And sometimes this is irrelevant. They could be dealing with something completely unrelated to what we're doing in our progress. But that's not true today. So let's think about them a little bit. Before Atorora Plutada Plute and Hashicha, we had Engaf Padantadati, a word final eng followed by Hrasva replaced by the Purva Rupam, the one with the form of the preceding. Now it happens that all of the intervening sutras between Hashicha and where we are today, including where we are today, Sarvatra Vibhasha Goho, concern word final eng followed by hrasva in general. So the question comes, why would Shastri, Prabhakara Shastri, have jumped over all those sutras and not shared them with us? Well, there's a reason. And I think there's also a reason for us to at least think about what's going on with them. And that's pretty easy to do. The reason they were not shared is that they all pertain to Veda. They all pertain to eng followed by eng being aong, followed by but they also all pertain to Veda. All but one, I think, actually specifically Yajurveda. So that is an interesting tidbit of information, but it also is necessary to mention to make sense out of what our sutra today says. Because what our sutra today says is Sarvatra Vibhasha Goho. Sarvatra Vibhasha Goho. So those are the words right there. So the anuvriti is engaha ati prakritya padante. Engaha shashti ati saptami prakritya padante saptami. So the full sutra is Sarvatra engaha goho ati prakritya padante vibhasha. That word may ring a bell, and we're going to talk about that some more, vibhasha. But the first question is, what does sarvatra mean? Sarvatra. Well, it means everywhere, and in terms of the grammar, what does that mean? Everywhere means both the Veda and non-Veda. So right away, this is saying this rule also applies to the Veda, which would include the reference to the last 7 sutras that we didn't specifically discuss, and anywhere else that it has application in the non-Veda. So the translation we would give is, in the case of go, that ends with eng, that is engaha goho, that is, eng is modifying go. That's a way of saying that, which brings us to mind another sutra, which is Yena Fitis Tarantasya. Yena Fitis Tarantasya. That is 1172. Yena Fitis Tarantasya, which is what we're calling an adjective, And we talked about what that means more specifically in the grammar when we discussed it previously. Yena vitis tadantasya. So engaha is a yena vitihi. It's an injunction pertaining to go. It's an injunction pertaining to go. And since it's pertaining to go, it means go untaha, you could say, that it pertains to the end of go. So it is an eng ending go. So there we are at the beginning. In the case of go that ends with eng, otherwise known as engaha goho, and since go ends with o, that is the particular aong, the o of eng that we're thinking about right now. So when a short follows ati pare, ati tasminiti nirdishte purvasya saptami. Ati is saptami of at, so we generally translate that as when at follows. When a short follows, hrasva there shall be prakrtya. That is, prakrtya means naturally, staying naturally, meaning staying as it is. Nothing changes. So there shall optionally be staying as it is. Vibhasha is what gives us the optionally. Vibhasha. So sarvatra engaha goho, everywhere, when a o ending go, when an o ending go is followed by hrasva atipare prakrtya, it will stay the same. Vibhasha, optionally. So that's it. That's the core of this. So if we have go plus agram, go is an o ending, meaning an eng ending o. Go is ending in eng, namely o, so go. So, and it's followed by agram, so it's a hrasva is following. So when sandhi is applicable, there will be two possibilities. The first is engaf padantadati. Go is an eng, and a word final eng followed by a. So both are replaced by the purvarupam, the one with the form of o, namely go. So it becomes gogram, and traditionally that in writing that's recognized, the poor departed rasva. And I'm guessing this has something to do with meter and things that I'm completely clueless about, but the poor departed of agram is recognized by vagraha. So we have go plus agram being gogram, but because this is a go that ends with eng, namely o, and it's followed by a short at agram, there shall optionally be prakrtya, staying as it is. So the second option here is go agram. And then a couple of little added things to comment on. First, there is, as a reminder, 1144, Naveti Vipasha. So Vipasha is na and va taken together, always taken together, na and va. So as we discussed in brief when we talked about the sutra, that's a little paradoxical, I guess you could say. What exactly does that mean? Well, in practical terms, it means optionally. But as I said before, but I didn't go into, there are commentators have gone into this a little bit more and described three different flavors of vibhasha. And so I'm going to do a little brief second part to this video about the three flavors of vibhasha, just because here we are actually using it, and because of its context, meaning this is a sutra which follows a series of sutras, and this sutra is a na, that means it's a contradiction of the first, but it's an or. So it's both no and or, and so this is a particular, it's the middle one of the three flavors, and so we'll just go into that a little bit more. Then Yena Vidistarantasya, as we discussed, 1172, 26 in Siddhanta Comedy. The Yena Vidihi, the adjective we're saying, stands for the one which ends with it. The one which ends with it. So that's how we get eng ending go. Then just again to keep it fresh in our minds, there's the Vartaka that goes along with Yena Vidistarantasya. Samasa pratyaya vital pratishedaha ukit varna grahana varjam. Samasa pratyaya vital pratishedaha ukit varna grahana varjam. And I advocate just running through that a few times so it's on the tip of your tongue, because one day it will be exactly what we need to get out of a dilemma of one kind or another. Then the commentaries have added these useful thoughts. Why go ending? Why go ending? And the answer to that is to look at Chitragu plus Agram. Chitragu plus Agram. I apologize for my four-footed friend. Chitragu plus Agram. Chitragvagram. I have a hard time saying that for some reason. Chitragvagram. So it's a ikoyanachi. This sutra is not meant to apply to u ending go. So Chitragu plus Agram, Chitrakvagram. And why end of pada? Why is the end of pada? Goho, goho. It does not apply to goho either. And so that's it for the basic discussion of this sutra.